What's up, y'all? So let's go ahead and do our final video for the evening. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel and go. I hope you caught the other videos, girl, because it's the last one on this topic. And this one is just opinion. And this is just my perception on what happened. But let's talk about Aaliyah's crash really quickly, y'all. Like I said, this is just my perception of the things that happened. I fully believe that Aaliyah was dead before she got on that plane. I think that and her cards do reveal that. And I've always felt like this. I felt like this from the day that she passed away up until now. I feel like whatever that pill was they gave her was what killed her. The plane crash was just an unfortunate incident that happened that was completely orchestrated, even down to getting this man who was not licensed to fly, all of this. They went and they got a drug addict that knew how to fly a plane. They supplied her with a drug because I told y'all that Aaliyah had started changing and she was dabbling and doing things that were not publicized yet. I believe that she may have been doing a few pills, you know. She might have been on that type of time. But I know specifically they gave her a pill to calm down. And that pill killed her. Again, the plane crashing was an unfortunate event. The plane was supposed to crash anyway. She was supposed to die in the plane crash, but somehow, some way, somebody slipped her something prior to her getting on that plane. And while she was laying there asleep, you know, there's a picture of her asleep. They used to say that she was snoring. She wasn't snoring. She was having a heart attack from whatever the drug was that she ingested. Let's get into it and see who had something to do with it, though, other than the people that y'all already are aware of. It has a whole thing to do with somebody being rejected by her romantically, or somebody's heart being broken because they couldn't accept that Aaliyah either didn't want to work with them, didn't want to be with them, did not want to be stuck with them. Whatever the fuck it was, somebody had an axe to grind with Aaliyah. Okay. Now, I know we got the story of how she was such a sweet girl and she was this and she was that, honey, but even being sweet and kind and nice does not stop people from doing nefarious things to you. For a long time, I've always said that Aaliyah was witched. I've always said that there was a curse put on her. I always said that somebody with a broken heart or somebody that had some shit against her is the reason why she's dead. Whomever it is. Well, let's just be realistic, y'all. Let's talk about who it is for real. In that Father Sims energy, that is Jay-Z. See, he could not get past the fact that he could not have Aaliyah. He could not get beyond the embarrassment of Dame stealing his bitch. See, him standing is supposed to be in this nigga that, you know, pimp hoes. He ain't never gonna love a bitch. He ain't, you know how bad Hove used to talk to women in his music back in the day prior to him having Blue Ivy. He's not acknowledging the other children, but we're going to go past that, the other daughters, because I told y'all he only has one son, and that's Sir. Anyway, he couldn't get past the fact that she had hurt his image. Here he is, this nigga that's supposed to not give a fuck about women, then got buffaloed by a woman. And but Aaliyah was the only one that could Buffalo Bill, and she absolutely did. Embarrassed the shit out of him. Fucked on him and then went over here and fell in love with his partner, and she ain't paying him no attention no more at all. Hov couldn't have that. He couldn't handle the fact that, again, a younger woman or a woman, period, had played him. Aaliyah did not want him romantically. She used him to get next to Dame. He couldn't handle that. The fact that she had got everything that she wanted to get out of him and then skipped a little yellow ass on over there to Dame bothered him. And he had to do something about that. You know, the nigga in that movie, I got to do something about that. That hating ass nigga with that banana. This was Hov. I got to do something about that. Got to do something about that. What did he do? He witched the girl, honey. So while she was overseas, you know, he paid to put people in place. You know, I told y'all Aaliyah had that motherfucking, her cards indicate that she had little proclivities within the drug arena, okay? And he was aware of those. not to skip off of it, but did y'all notice, like, in a lot of the pictures, you can tell Aaliyah didn't really want to fuck with him for real. He couldn't handle that. She was pulling away from him, or she was always pulling other people in the pictures, or she did take a picture with him. She was like, oh, let me take a picture with this nigga real quick. Like, these are the looks that she giving him. Like, she looking like, damn, I wish I hadn't gave this nigga no pussy because he's a real bugaboo. This is the whole thing. Like, Hove was and still currently is obsessed with Aaliyah. Just like every other man we've pulled in this deck. All of them were trying to capture Oshun. And the one that caught her was the one that was that was gonna do her the worst. But let's keep talking about this crash. Hove paid people to be around Aaliyah. You know, there are two people in particular. Hype Williams with his jet, or with taking Lenny Kravitz's jet. And I want to say that this is Fatima. She was aware of what was going on. She not only was around Aaliyah the most, she probably was the one that was supplying Aaliyah with the drugs and alcohol and shit that she liked, you know, setting her up with these niggas type shit. Like, it was a whole bunch of shit going on around Aaliyah with these older people that wasn't right. And these two people know directly what happened. They were both paid to go away. And this is just allegedly, y'all. Now, don't get in these comments and get your ass cussed out. I'm just playing. I'm going to stop paying attention to these comments that are here that to be adversarial. Everybody has their own point of view. Everybody pulls differently. Everybody interprets their cards differently. If you cannot understand that, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Tune into another bitch then. Stupid bitch. Anyway, yeah, hopefully he used his power that he had then. Because of course he has a lot of more power now to make things go away like he did Kathy. But anyway, he made Aaliyah go away too. Anyway, he paid these folk to go away. Paid them a nice bag. Paid Hype Williams, yo, you go get on that airplane that Lenny Kravitz left for Aaliyah. Fatima, you just get lost and just don't get on the plane, or you just don't make it to the plane. See, these are the people that y'all need to be asking about when it comes to that plane crash with Aaliyah, because they the one that was paid to get the fuck out the way. Like I said, even down to that fucked up ass motherfucker that they got to fly that motherfucking plane. It was all a plot. Now, the plane, I want to say it wasn't supposed to go down and it was an unfortunate accident, but that does not seem to be the case. There was a very unimportant record exec on that flight that died with Aaliyah and the other 8 people that perished on that plane. These people that were on the plane were placed there as war casualties or as distractions, because Aaliyah very much so could have waited for another plane to arrive. These are the people that pushed her to get on this plane. See, they were paid to make sure she got on that plane so it looked like that's what killed her. Okay. These were the people that they decided within their little circle. Okay, these people are not important. The pilot is already half drunk, doped up on some heroin or whatever the fuck he was on. Let's put 7 other people on this plane with Aaliyah, because like I told y'all, she was already dead. Okay, let's get to that though. Okay, this is just my theory. They had given Aaliyah whatever they had given her to get her to go to sleep. That wasn't quite what it was. I feel like Hove had some dealings in that, and whatever they gave her was poison. They gave her a drink with it, and it killed her. Aaliyah was dead before she got on that fucking plane. She died in her sleep. So that's where we get to the point of saying that there were people that they chose that were not so important. See, they could have put Fatima and Hype Williams on the plane, but Hype Williams was already gone. See, he had already made his departure. He didn't want to be caught up in the judgment that would come behind this of Aaliyah's death. See, he absolutely knew what was going on, but Hove had promised him something too. So you got to be careful with these people that got much more power than you. Aaliyah was still young. She was still coming up, and the industry was getting ate up with Hove by then. He had the power and the might to do whatever he wanted to her, and he did because his heart was broken. I feel her cards are revealing that she was dead before she got on the plane. She was killed by a drug overdose. That pill they gave her raced her heart and exploded her heart. They were told to say in her coroner's report that she would not have survived the plane crash because she was in such a state of fright while the plane was crashing that her heart would have given out anyway. Let's say they say if she had survived it, she would have had another heart attack and would have died anyway, allegedly, is what they're saying. See, I feel like they just put that in there because they know that that woman was dead before she got on that fucking plane, and they had to explain something. Tell me what y'all think about this one. Should I make this one longer? Y'all want me to go into this further? Y'all let me know in the comments. All right.